On blue side, we have Nestle Pure Life, captained by DVD. Banning for Nestle Pure Life will be ASAP Rocky, followed by picks from Yellow Me, DVD, and Kansley. And on red side, we have Spook Squad. Oh, you guys, you know what? I gave you the wrong names earlier. I apologize for that. It's Spook Squad that's playing in our first set. The God Squad is playing later tonight. I totally apologize, and somebody should have told me in Twitch chat that I had the wrong names. We have Spook Squad playing on red team. I apologize for that little bit of confusion, you guys. Spook Squad, their roster will be Superfeed, Toby4v4, OHN Gingy, who is also, by the way, the captain, and Why Did. Spook Squad, I need to give you guys some background here, because I would have taken a couple of minutes to do it if I hadn't gotten mixed up. The Spook Squad is a phenomenal team that we've had in here many, many times. These guys like to be called the off-meta squad. They like to be building teams that have really, you could say, obscure strategies. And it brings out some really cool gameplay here. They haven't been able to take too many sets to their own name, but what I can tell you is that these guys have great ideas, and I think that they're going to have a bright future here with at Style Labs. Once again, sorry to Spook Squad for having that small mix-up there. I just noticed that I had the right names up on my screen. At least I didn't get those wrong. Now, we do have our 6 bands and our first pick in so far. ASAP Rocky has locked in his Lux. The 3 bands from each side are Sejuani, Fiddlesticks, and Blitzcrank taken away from Spook Squad. Verisona and Jenna taken away from Nestle Pure Life. Now, Sejuani, Fiddlesticks, and Blitzcrank are some obscure bands, and in my opinion, Blitzcrank less than Fiddlesticks and Sejuani. Well, Fiddlesticks less than Sejuani, but it goes like Blitzcrank is acceptable band, Fiddlesticks is kind of an obscure band. You don't see him banned or played very often, and Sejuani is an obscure band for sure. Sejuani is not the strongest champion on this map right now. We won't expect to see her too often. There's a few teams that have really prioritized the Sejuani in combination with the Blitzcrank, but it is not Spook Squad that was doing that. So as of right now, these bands aren't necessarily the most standard. And then from Spook Squad, we're seeing Verisona and Janna taking out very standard bands, just about as standard as you can possibly get. Now, the first 2 picks for Spook Squad are going to be the Xerath taken away by Superfeed and Toby4v4 taking his Cali. Now, these 2 champions are going to build them a nice little symmetrical squad here. It leans to the left side a good bit, similar to what Lux is bringing. So they've gone with, you know, more standard first 2 picks. And this is the advice that I gave to, this is kind of the criticism that I had for Spook Squad last time we watched them play, is that sometimes they went a little bit too off meta. Sometimes they were just a little bit too far off. What I recommended to them was that they come back into the meta, you know, come back in to kind of the standard poke-oriented, trading-oriented compositions, and then work out from there rather than trying to start with an obscure composition and work back into the meta with that. And it looks like they're doing that here. Callista and Xerath, two very standard picks. Next 2 for Nestle Pure Life will be Yellow Me taking his Wukong, and DVD snagging that Vigor. Vigor's still a strong pick, man. His stun is actually really cool right now as well, and I like this pick against what we're seeing from Spook Squad so far. Now, the new change to his stun is that they basically made his stun a wall. The walls on his Advent Horizon, they literally made them walls in combination with stuns. So champions that dash through them who used to still get the mobility that they would get in the distance that they would travel through those mobile spells, dashes, or mostly dashes if I'm not mistaken, they would actually stop. They would hit that wall and they would stop. Or they wouldn't hit that wall, rather. They would get stunned, but they'd still travel the distance. Now they hit the wall and they stop and they get stunned, so he can still hit his Star Call or whatever the heck it's called. So very good pick here, especially against the mobile Callista. I really like that one, because she would still be able to get outside of the stun. Now, the last 2 lock-ins for Spook Squad is going to be Gingy taking his Karma. This is a big pick for him. He's picked her quite a few times. And Why Did taking the Hecarim. This is one of those champions I would have banned out if I was on Nestle Pure Life and if I had done my research. All of the VODs are available, you guys. You're more than welcome to go onto our YouTube page or just scroll down. Just scroll down into our panels. You can see the VOD button there. You can click on that. You're more than welcome to go do your research in there. It's a good place to find out about a lot of different teams that have played. And Spook Squad have quite a few VODs in there themselves, so it would be a great place to figure out what champions they like to prioritize. They've gotten quite a few of them. Karma and Hecarim, those are 2 go-to picks for both Superfeed and Why Did. Now, we do, in fact, with this last pick, Ezreal, we do, in fact, have our style stats, team composition, strength calculator all filled out for all 8 members. And what we're going to see here is 2 very well-rounded squads, 2 symmetrical compositions. Spook Squad have built back into the aggressive side of the chart. With their first 2 picks, they were left side heavy. Now they've brought themselves back onto the right side with an emphasis on poke, disengage. We could say the top side, poke, disengage, and engage, which is a very control-oriented composition, but they still hold those siege, wave clear, and nuke stats that they had from those first two picks. They still hold tight onto those, so they've built themselves a really nice symmetrical composition, but they are going to want to play more of a, I don't want to say too aggressive play style, but they're going to want to play one that they are in control of the game. It's controlling composition. You have enough burst damage to make a pick, you have enough disengage to stop an enemy fight, you have enough engage to start a fight. They can really do whatever they need, but they need to be the ones deciding what's happening. If they ever get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time and aren't the deciders, then they could end up getting punished out very hard. Whereas from blue side here, Nestle Pure Life, they've built themselves a more standard-oriented composition. You have Siege, Poke, and Disengage as their three main traits. Those are going to build what we call here a slow-winning composition. This is a comp that can play very safely in the lane while still putting good damage, out-trading the enemy team, and then when the enemy team wants to start a fight and make some sort of engage, you have the ability to disengage from them, and you have the ability to stop that fight and just stick the laning phase out. This is a team that will heavily benefit on a longer laning phase, excuse me. They're going to want to sit there, 4 versus 4, poke versus poke, for as long as possible. And they're most likely going to be able to come out on top with that. Now, one obscure pick for them is the Wukong coming out from Yellow Me 1. Wukong is an engager. Now, his ultimate can be used for disengage, but it very seldom is actually used for disengage. And if it is, sometimes it's seen as like kind of a waste, or it was a desperation attempt. In this case, I'm not sure how many members of Blue Team Nestle Pure Life will actually be able to capitalize if Wukong does get that one great opportunity to engage. He might just be left really far forward by himself. There isn't true follow-up coming from their squad. I mean, they have good long-range ultimates, but Vigor, if he's no flash, then he's not really going to be able to make his way up there. So that's going to be a big factor in this match as well. How is the Wukong going to play into this composition that Nestle Pure Life have built themselves? But overall, man, pretty good picks all the way around. I didn't get to mention Kansley snagging that Ezreal as the last pick of the pick and ban phase. I think that this was kind of like this is something that we shouldn't see again. Kansley on the Ezreal, most likely going to be a big force in the early game of this match. I expect that he's going to be picked a little bit earlier next time. He's always a fantastic early pick. Now, considering his diversity in his builds, considering that he can go either AD or AP, and that he can fit with pretty much any composition he is stuck with, he makes a good last pick as well. You know, he makes a good final pick, but in this specific case, you want to take him first, especially in the first game of your set. You want to take him first so you can feel out the enemy team's composition and build around what they're taking, rather than simply taking the Ezreal at the end just to be that one little cherry on top of your composition, just because you didn't necessarily know what you really should have picked. He's definitely not a counter pick, but he still fits. That's what I'm trying to say. So now we're heading into our loading screen, ladies and gentlemen. Next thing we're going to be taking a look at is our skin game. I'm going to look at all the skins in the match and tell you guys which one is my favorite and award one player with the skin MVP. Lebanon Lover says, I always feel like the first set is slow. Well, first set wasn't slow yesterday, Lebanon Lover. I know you were watching. You saw the first set yesterday. That one was pretty crazy. We had our fastest match in Draft Labs Tournament Series history, and then in the second set we had the slowest match, or the longest lasting match in Draft Labs Tournament Series history. It was big. It was big. And Fountain says, who will Nestle Pure Life be playing against next? They will be playing against the same exact team. It is a best of 3 set, Fountain. Thank you for asking. Now, we're looking at our skins right now. Steel Legion Lux, Final Boss Vigor, Pulsefire Ezreal, 2 good skins. And we're also seeing Arcade Hecarim. You know, it's tough to say right now. I think that Steel Legion Lux and Arcade Hecarim are both about the same level, and we see those champions quite a bit. Why did? He's always going for that Arcade Hecarim skin, so that kind of takes a little bit of merit away from that one. DVD on the Final Boss Vigor. Now, this is a skin that we don't get to see too often because Vigor isn't played that often. And Pulsefire Ezreal, we see that one often, but it costs a lot, so it always gets a lot of merit from me. So right now it's between those two skins. I'm going to have to give it over to the Final Boss Vigor here because I haven't seen a Final Boss Vigor in a long time, and I'm actually really excited to see how this one ends up, or to see it in game again. You know, this is a skin that I've missed. I do own this skin, and I don't get to play Vigor that often. It looks like we're just about to get loaded on to the Abyss, you guys. Once again, we have Nestle Pure Life taking over blue side in their first set ever, their first game ever, as a matter of fact, in the Draft Labs Tournament Series. And on red, we have Spook Squad. These guys have been around for a long time. These guys are long-term. This is a long-term team here in the Draft Labs Tournament Series. Now, they were playing back in the preseason Tournament Series. They've been playing in the regular season, and these guys are contenders. As of right now, up until now, rather, they've been taking some team compositions that were a little bit too obscure, and we're never really able to make too much of what it is that they were bringing. Now we're seeing an early disconnect from Gingy. I hope he's just having some internet problems and doesn't end up just not coming back, but this is surely going to concede an early advantage over to Nestle Pure Life. Sorry, Benedict, Benefact Paradox, but that's not the kind of talk that we use here. Sorry, man. But I had to do it. So as I said, it looks like the early advantage is going to go over in favor of Nestle Pure Life, because this is going to be... Oh, no, was a reconnect, rather, from OHN Gingy. He did make his way back in the game fairly quickly. Nice quick load times. Must be running on an SSD. And I guess his late arrival did end up giving up that early game advantage to Nestle Pure Life. That might be a nice little trap there for Superfeed, but there isn't very much follow-up. The stun, or the snare rather, does land, but there's a lot of punishment coming out from Gingy himself. He makes a big return into this match and gets a decent bit of damage. That poke didn't really go much. I mean, Yellow Meat took a good bit of damage there. He's got his health pots. At least they burned his health pots early. You need to be aware of the fact that they just burned his health pots. As of right now, he is sitting on... Wow, he had a lot. Never mind. So he's still sitting on 3 more. He's perfectly fine. He's in a decent position to be able to take all that damage early. But that trade did end up going over in favor of Spook Squad. Mantra Q ends up just hitting minions there, body blocking, save your minions, heroes. Well played, minions, well played. And with the nice heavy amount of wave clear that's coming out from not only the Karma Qs, the consistent Karma Qs, and Xerath in general, all of his spells, Spook Squad are able to easily take back this kind of early forward advantage. I don't want to say they're really in an advantage quite yet, but they are moving forward and they are getting an aggressive positioning, which can work out in their favor. Ooh, this combination here of the Hecarim and Karma as well is something I didn't mention earlier, and that's going to be one that's going to work out very well for them. He can reposition himself very quickly, utilizing the movement speed, but he also gets that bonus damage as well, which is going to be excellent for him. Lebanon Lover says, Spook Squad has a better team comp. They have a team composition that is very good, much better than a lot of the ones that we've seen them play before, but they're still going for that obscure tank pick with Wydid on his Hecarim, and Wydid usually tends to build in really odd ways. It's worked out for him before, but he usually tends to build in really kind of just obscure. Obscure is the one word to describe Spook Squad. He builds in very obscure ways, and sometimes it works for him, sometimes it doesn't. And we're just going to have to see how this one ends up playing out. In my opinion, overall, I think the advantage in terms of composition, just true potency, is going over in favor of Nestle Pure Life. They do have all strong champions, whereas the Hecarim is somebody who still has yet to be proven as a strong champion here in Draft Labs, in our Draft Labs 4v4 format. Nestle Pure Life, best team, best name, I know, right? I was excited when I saw these guys' names. Gingy, that could be a catch there for him, but now he's level 4. He's got an extra point in that queue. He's doing a good bit of damage here. And this early game is going very slowly. No real aggression coming out from either squad here. And neither of them are really going to make too many big things happen pre-6, but the poke advantage is definitely in Spook Squad's favor. So if they were to move farther forward and they were to take more of an aggressive positioning, they might be able to make big things happen. Gingy, he's caught out here. He might end up going down. He's forced to flash. Yellow Meat follows with the flash, but the heal ends up saving him. And the first blood goes over to Spook Squad. Wukong gets taken down. They might get the second here. Kalista with a double kill. Now ASAP Rocky, he's in trouble. It might be 3 kills here, but he flashes away. Then the flash follows from Wydid as well. This is a long-lasting engage here, but he gets taken out by Kansley. My goodness, that's going to end the fight there for sure, but it ends as a 3-for-1 in favor of the Spook Squad. They did a great job of staying in that fight, and Gingy, he flashed away right off the bat, but that was a flash well used because it started a fight that his team was able to capitalize on. He took so much aggression earlier on in that fight, and he took so much of the enemy team, so many of the enemy team spells, that when he flashed out and survived, they really had nothing, and the remainder of Spook Squad were able to follow up and get many kills for themselves. Well played. Fountain says, I don't get it. It's Nestle Pure Life, dude, like Nestle Chocolate. I believe Pure Life is like their motto. Uh-oh, Gingy locked in again, but he has a decent ways to go before he gets back to safety. He also takes a lot of damage in the process. The Yellow Meat took a good bit of damage there as well, and now Yellow Meat left even lower. than OHN Gingy after that skirmish, and Yellowme needs to be healthy here for this level 6. This level 6 for the Wukong is going to be something so huge. Gingy walks right into the enemy squad, gets stunned up and taken down. That looked like a connection issue, and that is very unfortunate. It's about as unfortunate as it gets. The one last input you put into the computer before your connection goes out is the one that moves forward into the enemy team. That sucks, man. That really sucks. That really sucks. Oh my goodness. Gingy, he's made his way back, man, but he does not look like he's having a very easy time here with the internet connection. That's really unfortunate for him, and the level 6s are coming all the way around. We do see all 8 members with their ultimates. If that had been a lockdown on a Gingy, he would have been in a bad space. He does end up getting locked down, and DVD is looking for something there, but he doesn't find it as a nice Karma Shield comes out. Gingy definitely lagging really hard. He needs to get this fixed up before he gets back in the match. Thank goodness the remaining members of his squad can kind of hold their own. At least they have enough range there in order to make some things happen. It looks like DVD is going to get that lockdown on a Gingy. He's not throwing down any ultimates or anything. That's a good guy, DVD. He notices that Gingy is having some connection issues. Really well played there by him, and gets a lot of props from me for doing something so honorable. We see that quite a bit here at Style Labs, especially here in Draft Labs, is people doing really honorable things. They are going to go in on the Hecarim. He gets taken down low quickly. The ultimate falls, does execute the Xerath here as well, and as Yellowme is ulting in the backlines, he isn't able to pick anybody up, but Kansley should be able to follow up with a couple of Qs of his own and snag some kills. He doesn't. Why did? Somehow staying alive. Now DVD's in trouble. He's forced to flash away. This is turning out to be a 1-for-1, even with a disconnect, to make that 2-for-1 in favor of Spook Squad, even with a disconnected Xerath. My goodness, he acted as some good bait there throughout that fight. That was surprising. Once again, another disconnect from Gingy. He needs to get his booty back in this game because his team is holding out well without him, but they're not going to be able to do that for long. Once DVD gets his hand on some money, once he gets his hand on some gold and some items, he's going to be in a good spot. There is the snare going down. They don't land the counter snare on a super feed, but DVD is going to be able to make his way out, but he does end up taking some damage in the process. Good aggression there from Superfeed just to make sure that his team is safe enough to clear out this minion wave and force it into the enemy base, or excuse me, into the enemy turret, to make sure that the enemy team has to stay back here really far away for as long as possible. This is buying time for Gingy to get these connection issues worked out. Really nice play there from Superfeed. Even with one member down, moves forward and makes some heavy aggression. There's Gingy with his ultimate. He pops 1, pops 2. I still can't see where they're going. Pops 3. Didn't look like very many of them hit. I believe DVD got struck there by 1, maybe 2, but he still didn't end up going down, and that Xerath ultimate not really gaining much for Spook Squad. Gingy, he's back, and he's back with a vengeance, you guys. Level 7 to mostly level 8s on this match. Actually, he's one of the only 2 level 7s in the game right now. That's Yellowme, who had quite a few levels delayed, quite a bit of experience delayed there due to so many deaths. Karma is just doing some work in the backline. Superfeed doing a great job on that champion. Toby takes some damage, as does Superfeed, but not too much to come from it right now. Game moving very, very slowly. Barely any damage onto any tower. And what this means is that they're building tension. They're building tension in the match, and it's going to bust wide open at some point soon. Now, if we go on even longer, say past 10 minutes, past 10, 11 minutes, where nothing has really happened, then it's going to bust really wide open. One team's going to make a big ace and then be able to push down quite a bit. But as of right now, these games really not going anywhere. Toby, he's locked inside of that Advent Horizon, but is not really able to make many things happen. Or excuse me, Nestle Pure Life aren't able to make many things happen with that small opportunity. The Veigar was a solid pick. The later this game goes, the stronger that ulti gets. Absolutely. Veigar has always been a really great pick here. You know, you could say pre-update. I don't want to call it a nerf. Pre-update and post-update. I don't really say it was a nerf. It was definitely a support Veigar nerf, but all in all, they gave it some really cool utility that it needed. Whoa, there's a big snipe from Ezreal. He snags a kill on the backlines. Kalista getting dropped. Toby 4v4 gets a chance to go back and buy items. Is that a good pick? Is that a worth pick? It's tough to say at this point. It depends on how soon this game is going to bust open. Uh-oh, that's a snare onto Wydid. Now he's left very low. Will he end up going down? He does not. Nice shield from Karma, but he's not able to re-engage. Gingy gets locked down and gets taken down in the process. Why did almost caught in a Lux ultimate as well. He ends up making his way out of there, and Superfeed looking to engage, does end up, nope, not getting the snare onto Yellowme, but gets snared in counter. Kansley doing a good bit of damage, but Superfeed still able to make it out alive. Surprising little turn of events there. So why did surviving, but then Gingy getting locked down. Now Toby's locked. This is a really bad situation for a Kalista. That's exactly why I said the Vigor is such a good pick. Kalista cannot mobility herself away from that Advent Horizon, even through the stun. Very interesting changes made to that spell as well, and I really like them. I think Ryan did a great job with the reinvention of the Vigor. There's Superfeed getting locked in as well. These Vigor stuns are doing so much work right now for Nestle Pure Life. There is no answer. There is no answer to those stuns right now coming out from Spook Squad. And they don't really have anyone who can build into a Mikhail's. Karma, maybe. Karma's now going back and buying some items, picks up an early Morellonomicons. That's a difficult buy here. Only going to bring more damage. The ultimate from Toby comes out. Wydid does get stunned through. He might be able to pick up a kill. He's ignited. He does not find his kill, and he goes down. Kansley picks that one up. Now he throws his ultimate, looking for a kill onto Gingy. Will he find it? He does not. Gingy flashes, but Toby is doing work in the backlines. Wants to make a tower dive, doesn't do so, and snags that relic at perfect timing. There's an ultimate from Lux as well, and she snags another kill on a Gingy. My goodness. Nice little counter ultimate here, and those snipes are going to be big. Those snipes are going to be very big for this team because DVD only has single target damage. DVD on his Vigor, he can only deal his burst damage to one person. Superfeed, there's another nice kill for him as well. Karma is just such a strong pick, you guys. You know, a little teaser as to the future of the Draft Labs tournament series. We will, in fact, be implementing permabans in the near future. You guys heard it here first. We will be implementing permabans and changing the way champions are selected here in the Draft Labs tournament series. Karma will not be one of those permabans on the starting roster, and you can see him doing very well. So she's going to be a very contested pick later on in the season. Double kill for Karma, make that a delayed triple. As a matter of fact, Yellowme forced to ultimate as a desperation attempt, as I mentioned in Champion Select as well. If those ultimates are used defensively, they're used in desperation, and they aren't necessarily going to have that much of an effect on the match. Spook Squad have busted the game wide open. They snagged 3 kills, one after another. Were able to take down the first tower, and now are very healthy and are instantaneously sieging the second. Ezreal ultimate not finding very many targets. And then Spook Squad got a good bit of damage down onto that turret. They were forced to disengage as the remaining members of Nestle Pure Life did make it back very healthy with new items. If we check out some of the items here, we can see the early Runaans coming out from Toby 4v4, not surprising. Gingy and Superfeed both going for those Morellos. Superfeed, he's locked in, he's taking a lot of damage. He doesn't mantra that W and gets no health back. He's taken down first. Yellowme snags that kill. Now, Spook Squad forced on the run. This could be a great turning of tides here in favor of Nestle Pure Life. If Spook Squad don't go back and defend and end up getting taken, end up having more of their members taken down here, they could lose this first tower encounter. There we go. There's a lockdown. Toby, he's taken low. Once again, forced to flash away. He also pops Hecarim in the ultimate, but Wydid goes right back out. Will he make his way away here? He does not. ASAP Rocky picks up that kill, and this could be a tower here in favor of Nestle Pure Life. Karma's making her way back, but she's not going to be back fast enough. DVD is also moving forward. He wants to play that aggressive. Vigor, he gets stunned out, but there is still a kill following by Kansley. Good follow-up there. Good capitalization. Now Superfeed looking to make aggression here. Can follow Yellowme through the W. Ends up snagging a kill there after the snare drops as well. There's the good use of the Morellonomicons as well. You can see that there was only no heals available for Nestle Pure Life, so the Morellonomicons didn't come in too handy, but it is a very cost-effective item. There's Superfeed. He's moving aggressive again. He knows he has a lot of damage, a lot of damage prevention through his shields, and he can soak up a lot of that burst that's coming out from the Vigor, considering his ultimate is still down. And then Toby 4v4 follows along to capitalize, and they snag another double kill. Once again, Spook Squad back in position to make a nice little siege. There's the aggressive ultimate coming out from Yellowme, but it seemed like he didn't have follow-up. None of his teammates were there to help him out. It was a decent ultimate there and locked down quite a few enemy members. He ends up actually picking up a kill off of it as he returns in for another little combo onto Karma, but is there more to gain here for Nestle Pure Life? Yellow Me, he's looking for some aggression. Right now would be a great time to ultimate. The thing about that last ultimate that he just threw out was that it did a great job distracting the enemy team, but they still already had enough damage onto the turret to take it down. They didn't even need to attack it that many more times. If the turret had been more healthy, and if it would have been an ultimate that saved the turret, it would have been much better. Toby gets taken down low by the Ezreal ultimate and is capitalized on by ASAP Rocky. That's another kill here for Nestle Pure Life. They're looking to make a big comeback here, you guys. They are already 4 members to 2. 3 in a couple of seconds as Superfeed is making his way back, but they were 4 members to 2 at that moment. Superfeed comes back with a vengeance, snagging an easy kill. My goodness, Ezreal not respecting the mantra Q. Should be expecting that to happen. It's been happening over and over again. Now Yellow Me, he's in the backlines. He's simply dealing damage for ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky trades that death for Wukong for 1 on Hecarim. Now DVD, he's getting aggressed on. This is the exact same scenario. The mantra Q missed. Now DVD is forced into a position where he needs to kite and needs to get a perfect stun. Doesn't land it. Superfeed gets that kill, and Superfeed is dominating this match, you guys. 11, 3, and 4 on the Karma. These mantra Qs are only going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. Level 15 on Superfeed as well. That's the highest level in the match, you guys. Huge damage on Superfeed. This second level, the third level rather, in the ultimate that's coming in a couple of minutes here is going to be huge for Superfeed because that's going to be a extremely large amount of burst coming out. You can see Superfeed also trying to get another lockdown to Rocky. Does get a big combo, but Superfeed is taking damage in the process. Ultimate from Yellow Me simply trying to save ASAP Rocky. Another desperation attempt possibly, but he turns around. They do find the first kill on the Karma. Now they're following up on the Toby. They do get a kill there. Yellow Me, somehow he's surviving, but Wydid is there to capitalize. The ultimate from Lux only snagging Gingy, but he isn't taken down and he's forced to disengage. Another nice 2-for-1 going in favor of Nestle Pure Life, and Kansley should easily be able to follow this one up. I like the blue build coming out from the Ezreal as well, just to keep Wydid in check. He's forced to flash as Kansley was looking to make things happen. And he isn't able to find too much, but he is able to pressure away the remaining members of Spook Squad. Get them back underneath that second tower. This is the proper positioning here for Nestle Pure Life. DVD, maybe a late ultimate. That wasn't the best idea on his part, in my opinion, but a beautiful stun locks down Wydid before he's able to capitalize on Kansley. Now Superfeed's back. Are we going to see the same thing we do? Oh my god, he just the same exact thing. Every time Superfeed comes back, is there ready with a mantra Q and snags a kill into Ezreal. We've seen it like 5 times in a row. Oh my goodness. 4 actually, because Ezreal only has 4 deaths. Why did you do that? Oh, so he's okay. This shield also coming out from Karma is very large right now, you guys. That's that just negated an entire Lux ultimate. You can see Lux's build, an odd Lux build in my opinion, a very odd Lux build, if I don't say so myself. The Frost Fang, I believe. Yeah, the Frost Fang, I mean, that's a weird one. Getting a little bit of extra gold, it doesn't really provide very many good stats on this map. It's those gold income items minus the, somehow you need to still be able to build into the talisman, but those other gold income items shouldn't necessarily be here in my opinion. Now, DVD, he might go a little bit too far forward here. He's trying to look for Toby 4v4. He finds Toby, but this still doesn't do enough damage. Nice ultimate from Toby, throwing Wydid into the backlines. Wydid is now splitting the enemy squad, and as Yellow Me once again throws out a defensive ultimate, all it does is delay the inevitable. Now ASAP Rocky getting locked down by Gingy. Still has 1 shot left, misses it, and this should be an easy inhibitor for Spook Squad. 12 and 4 now on the Karma. Big items in the inventory. A lot of potions as well. Not using them though for some reason. Forgetting about them. Let's see if Superfeed ends up using these potions. We'll have to figure that out. Still no potions popped quite yet. Sitting on 4 health potions and 2 mana potions. We should expect that these would come out. Nice attempted dodge there from Kansley. Wasn't able to get away from that Mantra Q. Mantra Q is just too strong. Wow, Gingy, as he gets stunned out, he takes a lot of damage. Gets dropped very quickly. This is going to make this a 3 versus 3. Now, Lux, she did ulti in the backlines, but it only hit Hecarim and did barely any damage. Yellow Me trying to 1v1 down. Kalista in the backlines, unable to do so. First kill goes over in favor of Ezreal, though. Onto Karma. Kalista snags one onto Ezreal, and then, Hecarim snags one onto Ezreal, and then Kalista snags one onto Wukong. Now, ASAP Rocky left in a tough position as the only remaining member of Nestle Pure Life left, goes down once again to Kalista, who does have a decent bit of sustain at this point. W4v4 was at about 200 health almost the entirety of that fight, yet was still somehow able to survive. Now, I know I just said that Lux was the only one left alive. It was actually DVD who was alive as well, but he was so low that he was forced to disengage. That was an impressive fight coming out from Toby 4v4. I mean, he 1v1'd Wukong in the backlines easily. Wukong got him low, but Toby 4v4 was able to re-aggress and snag his team and almost ace here. Xerath is arguably best champ on ARAM. Yeah, I agree. He's arguably one of the best champs on ARAM. There's a lot of champs. There's like a list of 5 or 6 champions that are all arguably the best champs on ARAM. You know, you pit them all against each other, and then it's going to be a crazy game. Nice kill there from Kansley. Just using the mobility as an advantage. Well, I did. Now he's getting locked down. OH and Gingy didn't end up getting knocked up there, but there still really is no follow-up. Kansley missing the Q, looking for more combos. Ignite has dropped in the super feed, but might not find too much. The heal comes out as the Ignite is still on super feed, so the heal did not do very much. Simply only gave a movement speed bonus, and now Kansley might be able to follow up on this. Why did? He's also very low. He ultis on the backlines. He's looking for a kill on a DVD. Will he find it? He does not. He gets stunned out and dropped. Why did? Now he's down. It's a 2 versus 4 with Toby. Still 6 seconds left until he comes back. They need to deal with these super minions, delay this game for as long as possible, and then possibly get some suicides because Why did and Toby 4v4 are both coming back with new items. You can see a whole Infinity's Edge built just in one piece by Toby 4v4. That is a big buy there, and that's going to give Toby a big power spike as well. My goodness. Super feed, he's locked down and gets dropped right away. Oh my goodness, the burst damage from DVD right now is huge, and as you guys mentioned, the later this game goes, the more damage Viger is going to be. Viger is going to be dealing with more burst damage. More burst damage. That is Jesus. I just like lost my mind in that sentence. And I know you changed your mind, Lebanon lover, that you said that Karma was going to start carrying this match. It doesn't look like that's the case. It seems as though Viger is in fact carrying this match as we get into the later stages of the match. We have in fact gone into the late game, as we call it, and I do those little quotation figures, the late game. 1 minute and 50 seconds into the late game, as a matter of fact. We separate our early, mid, and late games in Draft Labs by 10 minutes, and actually early, mid, and late, yeah, it goes. Ooh. That's Toby locked down again. He took a good bit of damage. So is Gingy. Wow, he just barely escapes death there. Nope, doesn't end up escaping it for long. ASAP Rocky is able to follow up with an ultimate of his own. Nice little snipe. And as I was mentioning, we separate early, mid, and late by 1 to 10 minutes early, 10 to 20 minutes mid, and 20 to 30 minutes, or 20 to 40 minutes as it was yesterday. That is the late game. 30 minutes to 40 minutes is the hyper late game, as we call it. Now Toby once again locked down. DVD has the ultimate available once again. It looks like there's some aggression from Spook Squad in this 2 versus 4. This is a surprising play from them. Why did? He's simply looking to pick up 1 kill. ASAP Rocky is going to end up getting taken down here. They might be able to find a couple of kills. Yellow Meat, he might end up getting taken down as well. He does. They picked up 2 for 0 in a 4 versus 2 so far. Now Superfeed looking to carry into this fight. He's plenty healthy to take on these two members. Xerath also following up with his own ultimate. There's another kill going over in favor of Spook Squad. Will DVD make it out of this one alive? It's tough to say. Superfeed needs to find something big. Looking for the Mantra Q, finds it, and a double kill for Superfeed, and a 2 versus 4 ace, you guys. That was an incredible fight. I want to see how that one ended up playing out. That was a long-lasting fight as well. So here's the beginning of that 2 versus 4. Yellow Me is in the back lines. Why did focuses down ASAP Rocky? He drops the Ignite, and he has his Flash and an Ignite available. That's so important in this fight. That's what allowed him to get that first kill. Now Karma easily able to 1v1 Yellow Me, gets stunned in the back lines, but somehow Why did still survives this. He snags the kill on the Yellow Me, somehow still ends up surviving Kansley. Superfeed comes back in with a clutch shield, gives Why did the speed he needs to go back and get that relic, come back in and re-aggress. That's the first Mantra Q by Superfeed there, by the way. Gets DVD down low. Now Kansley, way too far forward. It thinks that he can 1v1 Why did down. Look at Why did's items. He's got plenty of armor, and Kansley is going with the blue build, so not going to be able to put out that much damage. These Xerath ultimates don't end up landing, as a matter of fact here, and Ezreal is easily picked up by the remaining 2 members of Spook Squad, so I guess you could call it a 3 versus 2, but Xerath was not able to actually contribute to this, and now Superfeed, utilizing that movement speed, ends up moving forward, snagging the second Mantra Q of that fight. That thing's on a low cooldown as well. Consider that blue elixir that's coming out from him. On top of all the CDR in his build. Big kills here. Shoutcaster forgot Shoutcaster. My name is Style Lakes, my friend. You can call me Style Lakes. Shoutcaster forgot that Callista was alive when the fight started. I actually didn't see Callista there. Inhibitor respawns now in favor of Nestle Pure Life. There is an ultimate, but it whiffs. Why did? Nice little sneaky little juke there for him. Yellow Me, we might see an ultimate coming out here, but he gets knocked away very quickly. Nice little pounce there by Why did, just to get Yellow Me away from his teammates, just in case he was going to throw that ultimate off. He does not have it available, but it was all just in case, and it was a great play from Why did. Good little priority there. At least get him away, because the remaining members of his squad were easily able to disengage if they needed to. Superfeed sitting on the ultimate, or was sitting on the ultimate as a matter of fact, and definitely could have used that with the E, with the shield, to give the global, you could say the semi-global movement speed bonus. Gansley moves forward, doesn't get the stun out from Gingy. Superfeed does get locked down. This is such a big lockdown for Nestle Pure Life. DVD is taken low. He's still looking to the backline. Still has his ultimate as well. He drops onto Toby. Now Toby falls. DVD flashing away from Why did. Why did is simply chasing right now, but the remaining members of his team are dying. 2 already dead for him, and they're looking to make a pincer here, but Yellow Me is making his way back, but Why did is plenty healthy to deal with all these low members. Gingy falls. Gingy gets the first kill onto Vigor. Why did picks up the second onto Wukong, and another elongated team fight going over in favor of Spook Squad. These guys have been pulling out the long-term team fights and have been coming out victorious. And they've never really allowed Nestle Pure Life to get much more than a single tower. Or a few seconds of siege. Aliens are watching. Nestle Pure Life is plastic water. I mean... Oh, is it really? Is it water? Aliens are watching? I thought it was their chocolate milk, and I thought it was their slogan for the chocolate milk. Is it some you say plastic water, I assume you mean bottled water. If it's their bottled water line, that's even more appropriate here. It's really funny, man. Nestle Pure Life, I like it a lot. Best name NA for sure. Now, as I see, Lebanon Lover said, should try to focus the Karma, in my opinion. I totally agree. I think Karma is definitely the focus. It should go Karma, Callista, Xerath, Hecarim. Because Hecarim doesn't really have too much damage. Wow, Superfeed able to put the Mac down on a DVD and ASAP Rocky. Force them both to instantaneously disengage. Ezreal somehow picks up the first kill of this fight, though, and he's jumping around the backlines. Will he survive Toby 4v4's movement speed and mobility? He does not. He goes down. Lux also picks up a kill onto Karma here. Yellow Me able to juke out and disengage, and that's going to end as a 2-for-2 fight now in favor of Nil, but the forward positioning is still in favor of Spook Squad. It was a nice ultimate, Fountain. It was a nice ultimate. I agree. Not really is too much. No, there's not too much to be had from this situation that these two teams are in right now. Only 2 players available on both sides. I mean, Toby's going to be able to sustain back up. Why did? He's tanky. He's plenty tanky to be able to make something happen, but once the remaining members get back in here, that's when things are really going to start turning up. Wow, Why did? He makes a tower dive. He even gets a kill here, and Toby 4v4 saves him with the ultimate. My goodness, that was a great play. Why did? He says, I have the Ignite up. Let's go in. Let's make this kill. He jumps on the Lux, snags it. We're late in the game, you guys. Look at this. Still 30 seconds left on ASAP Rocky, and Toby 4v4 pulls him out, gets him back to safety, and they're able to disengage, go back, snag some relics. Now this next fight, this next little skirmish is going to be a 3 versus 4. That's what that kill got. That's the advantage that kill got them. Whoa, that's a big stun. They do lock down Gingy, and there's another big going over in favor of Nestle Pure Life. Now it's going to be 3 versus 3. Things evened back up. Karma also not finding too much damage with that Mantra Q, but does end up hitting DVD. DVD is able to stay alive through that a little bit longer. He does have the Rylai's Crystal Scepter now, which is kind of an odd choice for him in my opinion. He just wanted to get some health back while still getting AP. Callista is just shredding through these minion waves right now, though. And on top of that, Nestle Pure Life have these super minions to deal with. I like the blue build as well. I still like the blue build actually on the Ezreal. Not only because it can kite away the Hecarim. Uh-oh, there's a possible lockdown. They're going to force out Superfeed's flash there. Vigor did not have the ultimate, so Superfeed might not have needed to flash, but there would have been a lot of capitalization on that lockdown if they had come. So the flash forced away from Karma. The only flash in the match right now is Why did on his Hecarim. Or excuse me, in the match for Spook Squad is Why did on his Hecarim. So as I was mentioning, the blue build from Ezreal not only helps him kite Hecarim, but also helps kite and slow down the enemy minion waves. It's such a great thing to be able to put out a nice big slow, nice hefty slow onto those super minions to at least slow down the wave and delay their sort of their movement into your base. It's a very important thing. What's up, Wang Dilly? Welcome, my man. Welcome back. Blue inhibitor has respawned. Now's the time to make this game up. Now, Superfeed gets locked down. That's almost a definite kill onto Superfeed. That is going to be the case. Yellow Me is aggressing in the backlines. Finally, a good ultimate from him. Wydid is also trying to delay the backlines of Nestle Pure Life. Yellow Me is able to escape from him, though, and now Wydid's left in a 1 versus 4. Will he pick up anything here? Doesn't look like that's the case. He flashes late, still ends up getting killed. A wasted flash and a 4-0 trade in favor of Nestle Pure Life. The Vigor coming out huge in the end there. He was able to secure a kill for his team. Same goes to ASAP Rocky. Those two members able to secure a kill onto Karma early in that last fight without the use of the Vigor ultimate. From there, he was able to isolate Toby 4v4, who was the next priority target. And once Toby was down, Gingy was an easy target, and then Wydid was an easy target. Very, very simple. Very simple. And well played here by Nestle Pure Life. They played that one out just about exactly as they needed to. And Nestle Pure Life, they look like they're going for a win here, but there are members of the Spook Squad respawning and looking to get back into it. The ultimate from Xerath drops quickly, but he hasn't hit any of those shots quite yet. He didn't hit any of those 3 shots, as a matter of fact, and he ended up taking some damage there as well. Spook Squad are looking to make some more aggression. Superfeed locked down again. Is there an ultimate available? It is! Superfeed gets taken down again. This might be another favorable fight in favor of Nestle Pure Life, but Vigor did end up going down there, but his life was worth because he took down the Karma. There is another kill going on to Wukong. He was a little bit too deep at that moment. Wydid able to soak up all this damage, but Kansley doing a wonderful job of kiting here. You cannot out-chase a Ezreal, you guys. Kansley, he was, oh my god, what happened? He was locked in air for so long. We're going to have to watch that replay. Until before, easy cleanups for him. He should have so much easy kills there. Nice work, nice work. Toby getting himself onto the backlines of Nestle Pure Life and just dealing consistent damage. No one was really focusing him. They used a lot just to get that first kill onto Superfeed that they didn't really have enough left in their arsenals to take down Toby 4v4 as well. And that's why he needs to be the second target, because the fights go for Nestle Pure Life where they locked Karma down with a stun most likely, get an easy kill. Oh, Gingy, he's down. Now Wydid is being aggressed on, but Toby is trying to hit the Nexus. Will Toby be able to do so? That's not the case. Now Wydid falls, and then Kalista falls shortly after. Another re-aggression and counter-engage from Nestle Pure Life to save their lives. Oh my gosh. This might be a big pickup for them as well. Superfeed using the Zonias, but this is a 1 versus 2. Will we see much come out from this? Superfeed should be able to kite out here, and is going to be taking a good bit of damage. Wow, what is that called? Dark Matter? That Dark Matter did a ton of damage, you guys. Let's see the AP ratios on the Vigor. Let's see what he is pulling right now. He is 833 AP. 31 minutes into this match, we have in fact entered the hyper late game. Another ace going over in favor of Nestle Pure Life. It's only DVD and Yellow Me taking up this tower, so I don't know if they're going to have what it takes to hit the Nexus, but at least they can get themselves a little bit extra damage onto the tower here. Yellow Me is taking up so many hits from that turret. Oh my god. There's so much damage coming out. Yellow Me, he gets a kill later on onto the Xerath, but that kill's traded. Now Toby 4v4 is still 1v1ing down the remaining members. He's just taking each fight at a time. ASAP Rocky should end up getting dropped here while Wydid is delaying Kansley in the backlines. Now Kansley forced to disengage and kite away. Wydid is still looking to make things happen, though. Kansley should easily be able to pick up that relic. Flashes for it for some reason. I'm not sure what the point of that was. There really was no need to flash simply for that. And you can see Wydid is going to end up getting taken down here. Kansley doing a great job snagging that kill with a Bork pop, as a matter of fact. And that's kind of something you don't see very often. I think NPL has this. It's tough to say, man. It's tough to say. We have both Nexi exposed right now. We're 33 minutes almost into this match. It's anybody's game at this point because as of right now, there is no opportunity for either team to win. They both have, we only have one member available, 2 members rather, available to fight here for Spook Squad. 3 now available to fight for Nestle Pure Life, but they're waiting for their 4th. The next skirmish is going to be a 4 versus 4, and it's going to be big. Wydid needs to make his way back here as quick as possible, though. And on a Hecarim, it shouldn't be that difficult. I think NPL has this. I'm willing to bet $10. We'll see. It all comes down to their damage prioritization. If they go Karma first, then are able to actually use something big on a Toby 4v4 without busting everything just to get the Karma down, then I think they're going to be able to take it. But if Superfeed doesn't get locked down and doesn't end up getting dropped by whatever it is they throw onto him, then I think it's definitely going to go in favor of Spook Squad. But as of right now, 33 minutes into the match, it really could be anybody's game. I mean, it's one kill. One kill is going to be the difference maker. Nice dodge there by Toby. Superfeed also throwing out a Monster Q, gets a lot of damage on the ASAP Rocky. I want to see what the excuse me, the damage ratios are on the Karma as well. The AP, 619 AP on the Karma. When we're looking at probably about 900 by now on the Vigor, he's looking for a stun, he doesn't find it, just barely doesn't find it, takes damage instead. Now, as of right now, Nestle Pure Life are getting whittled down. They're getting whittled down by the long-range poke coming out from Spook Squad. And if they get too low, then they're going to see a quick engage. Superfeed, is he locked down? He does. He gets taken down so quickly. But they used a lot on him. Is there enough to kill Toby 4v4? Toby is forced to move in the backlines as Yellow Meat does make a nice little distraction there. But as YD moves on the backlines of Nestle Pure Life, they take him down. All 4 members still available for NPL, while Spook Squad are forced to disengage. And the death timers are so long right now that it might be GG. There is an inhibitor respawning, but they should have plenty of time to take it down and hit the Nexus as well. Toby, he's too low, and Nestle Pure Life are going to take game 1 in this set. Oh my goodness, 35 minutes. This is up there with some of the longer games that we've ever seen here, you guys. This was a good one. It went back and forth pretty much the entire game, but it all came down to making that same exact rotation for your squad. It all came down to, was Nestle Pure Life able to actually get that rotation down, as in get a kill onto Karma, then get a kill onto the next priority target. In this very last case, it was Gingy, or actually in this very last case it was did, but he ended up going a little bit too deep. So in that last fight, in my opinion, there were mistakes made by Spook Squad rather than Nestle Pure Life excelling in that team fight. Their priority was still really good. You can see that DVD was consistently trying to lock down Superfeed, was always trying to get Superfeed down, and was able to actually execute Superfeed right off the bat. I'm pretty sure Superfeed had the Zonias available. She did, as a matter of fact, as you can see with the items right now. Superfeed gets dropped. Then Callista ends up getting zoned out by Wukong. Kansley and ASAP Rocky easily able to deal with the Hecarim in the backlines, as they have the lockdown from the snare on Lux, as well as the mobility from Ezreal, and then from there it was just cleanup duty for these guys. So well played. Congratulations to Nestle Pure Life. They get their first win here ever in the tournament series and their first game. Now we're going to be going into a second for sure, you guys, and once again, congratulations to Nestle Pure Life, and a special thanks to the remaining teams, the losing team here of this first match, Spook Squad, and GG.